Hello, 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 friends of Komodo platform. Hello, friends of Pirate Chain. Hello. Welcome. I'm Giuliano. It is a Saturday, nearing the end of the day in the UTC timeframe, price chart timeframe. Yes, friends of crypto price charts and beyond, friends of freedom, truth, privacy, all this good stuff. Well, I'm here to share the KMD BTC price chart, here to share the RBTC price chart. So let's do that. Let's do that. Look at here, we're in the 1600 Satoshis, or my eyes are failing me really badly. Yeah, so KMD BTC on the daily price chart. Back into this channel, we're trying to test up the top of that, the top little, what do you call it? I use the word little very loosely there. The uptrending trend line. So that's definitely interesting move. Now the point is to try and hold above this 20-day moving average. So that's the KMD price chart. It looks like there's potential to reach for higher prices against BTC. Look at that. So we're starting to get some signs of life here, a green shoot. We've got green shoots here. So let's see if we can build some sort of positive momentum. And that's the daily price chart. And on the RSI, we're at this kind of inflection point here where it either turns from up and then down. And if it goes the other way, then it's a down or an up, down and up. So yeah, we are at that point where now going in here and maybe we can, whatever. I don't know what it's going to look like, what kind of move it's going to be, what the type of volatility it is, who knows. The worst and weakest scenario would be if it just ends here and fizzles, and this level here turns out to be too strong of a resistance, and then we are more, more pain, even though we're on the other side of this channel and wedge, but then could still fall down, I guess, right? On a monthly time frame, that's okay. Doesn't matter how much further it goes down, even if it goes down to here, because then probably it's time. That's right, but that's the KMD price. I do get a good sense that we're coming up here to challenge something though. Otherwise, I don't know, because we've been below this 20-day moving average for a while now. So if it's going to happen, it's going to happen now. We're going to stay above it. We're going to start challenging here, and then we'll get up towards something here. At worst 1800 sats, and at best, if it's sooner, and we really get pump times, we might even make it to a 2000 satoshis level. That's a potential here, but at the same time, I get the sense that something like 1800 satoshis is going to be strong enough resistance. But yeah, maybe 2000 is the right number. So there you have your KMD. Bias is upside, but the potential for downside is pretty equal. It's like 5150 at this point. We got to wait another day or two to know for sure. But if we want to check it more closely on the 4-hour, it looks like, yeah, we're going to chill out here and then we're going to go one more time. Yeah, that's what I get the sense. We're, you made this sell off here. So on a shorter term time frame, it'll look even more with red candles. So now we're going to get some red candles, probably test this line area here, maybe even more, test these price levels here, and then try and go again. That'll be that's the idea. And if we can get higher, probably going to get some wicks up into here. I get the feeling, the sense of it. If not up to there, then at least up to here is 1700 levels. But I get the sense first needs some correction before it can try again. Okay, oof, this is important level to beat and then to stay above. We'll see how that works. Okay, that's KMD for you on the this is where it's just so tricky on the 4-hour time frame, because then maybe it's not so simply another impulse after a correction. Maybe this was just a correction up, but the way that it breaks the trend line and all of that, it's much more of that impulsive. So get the sense we got that up move coming. Maybe, you know, start building some bearish divergence on a 4-hour time frame. It's possible. Maybe come down first, come back up, whatever, you know, that kind of idea. So that would support the correction and then the burst back up. All right, let's see what happens with the KMD price chart, but I think we might have found our bottoming, and that's exciting. But maybe it's only temporary, and then we'll have one more, you know, dump, and maybe it'll match this. Maybe it'll be like a confirmation here, which would be the bullish part, but we'll see. On a daily, it looks differently than that, right? It doesn't have that yet. It feels like it needs to go higher first and then can come back down and test this level and then go higher. So that's what we're feeling like on the daily. So yeah, 5150, 51 up, 5150. It's not 101% probabilities with KMD. Yeah, 5149, 51 up, 49 down. Even more like 60-40 after looking at it that way. And yeah, this Saturday. So let's take a look, just a sneak peek at a candle here. Oh, if it could go higher, then it would be engulfing. But you know what? It's got to beat 2 reds anyway. So if you get the next one to be engulfing, that would be super solid. And that, don't tell me this is a 9-week moving average. If this is a 200-week moving average, I'll be, yeah, it's 9. Come on. What happened here? Didn't this happen with something else? It did. 200, okay. Yeah, not even close. Okay, so yeah, KMD looks like it could have a spring here back to these levels. You know, 1900 years on the weekly, going to that 2000 level to test the 20-week moving average, and we're at the bottom of the Bollinger Bands. So yeah, either we're dumping down and it's going to be more scary down to this 1000 level because, you know, bottom of the Bollinger Bands, keep dumping, or you know what, we've spent so much time now consolidating here. This is looking good, KMD friends, looking real good. And in terms of RSI, MACD, we are looking for some positive momentum. Oh, I'm getting excited. It's coming, it's coming. This is going to cross and we're going to go. I mean, nothing's guaranteed, but now we are 65-35. We're no longer 60-40. 65 up, 35 down on the weekly time frame. And let's look at the RSI here. Yeah, double bottom that RSI a little bit higher and go higher, at least up to this 55 level here. Try and fight with this level. This is a weekly time frame, right? So get up to here. That'd be ideal, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe it's only here up to the 45 levels. That's probably more likely at first to maybe chop around. We'll see what's going to happen here. That's the word of the day, is we'll see. Let's see together. Okay, so stick around. That's a weekly time frame, isn't it? Wow, RSI looking good now. I remember seeing it back here when it was doing this. I'm like, and then it was like this. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe this is, you know, and especially the price action in August, it was, or you know, in that summer before that huge dump into the fall, and then you know, into December time frame before the most recent up move. Yeah, this it was looking all right, and then down. So now up, and now here we've got this kind of sideways action overall, and next move is either down or up, and up feels right. If we can go higher, oh, that'll be good. That'll be real good, and that will follow some sort of higher highs. That would be nice. All right, we'll see. Interesting times in this price chart. And on the daily, again, we're in this middle line, so daily is less long. Weekly's looking good. Weekly is looking good. I think that's it for me on KMD with BTC. Oops. That weekly MACD is looking good, ready to cross any moment. Weekly RSI is looking favorable enough. as we saw, could go up nicely, easily enough to give a nice bump. And then on this level here, we're looking at touching the 2000 level of Satoshis. But then the question is, does it hold it? And that's another question for another day and another idea. Okay. And the answer is short term, no. Long term, yeah, we got to just start building a base at these levels here enough. Maybe it only takes one more touch, and then you go higher and you start chasing this 4000 level. But and that would be into the spring, so that makes sense, and that could be in line with some decent moves on the RSI. Sorry, on the MACD. I keep saying that, and even on the RSI, right into there. Yeah, so that's good. KMD looking good on the weekly. Yes, friends, this is good. This is good. All right, out of here now. I guess I'm not going to do the full-on pirate chain, but because on the weekly and the monthly, there's some, and even on the oh yeah, this idea of a double zigzag. So I'm gonna get that out of here for now. Hide you. Not gonna get in there. This was a bit more local here. Okay, so on a daily, no, started on a weekly, because really that double zigzag idea is relevant. I'm not going to go into it too much though. That's the point. Okay, so text double zigzag. I don't know where that went. There it went. Okay, so this double zigzag idea is basically the correction that we had here after the impulse that it looks like, and now this correction, complex move on a weekly time frame. That's significant. I get the sense that we had some ABC and then an X wave and then an ABC. Now wherever we're counting the B, you know, AB, whatever, AB, whatever. Just this idea here, and we could be matching that bottoming level. Now on a daily, this price level is pretty significant. We'll see on a daily, but because of the channel that it passes through, I don't want to get into this. Do I need to? Okay, let's do it. I guess now's the time. No, it's not. Sorry, friends of Pirate Chain. I'm going to do it in its own time because it's got time anyway. Maybe it'll be a Sunday thing, weekly time frame. Yeah, we're going to leave that for now. Basically, the idea is there's a potential that we're done this correction, and that's really pretty good. I mean, basically, if you want to see this, it looks like this and like this. And what just happened there? That happened there. Oh, that's not what I want. That I can hide. That I can hide. That's the channel I was talking about. Okay, Bollinger Bands, we'll talk next time maybe. I don't know if it's necessary. Ichimoku, it's not necessary. That's more for like daily stuff, and we're gonna get to daily. So, because you know what, Pirate Chain, that's where there's more action happening right now is daily, and that's what's happening over here. But basically, it was able to channel, and I mean, this is not really clean right now, but the A and the B and the C with an X wave here, and then an A and a B and a C. So that and it finishes outside of the channeling. For some reason, I feel like this is a different channel than I put up, but anyway, who cares? But it finishes outside the channeling, and that's significant in terms of like a neo wave approach. Anyway, so if we're looking at indicators, it's like, yeah, we're continuing to build relatively positive momentum because we're in this big negative momentum space, but it's relatively positive. So that's significant. And so that's why I'm thinking we're done with this correction after this impulse. And now we're building our next, you know, whatever is happening here. So good, let's remove this, remove this. Okay, we have this rounding that's happening. So it looks like it's happening. We're breaking that trend line. That's more significant on a daily level, where it was resistance and then support, and then now it's having this play. So that's what's happening. And now I mentioned on the daily, price action right now is corresponding with this level here. So if it could stay above there, then this becomes some good place of support. Interestingly, the price, well, on an intra-day level, if we look at the candles, it went down to 2,300 Satoshis level on a wick down here. So 23,666 really, and that plays with this wick here, the red one, as a similar level. Yeah. And so that's pretty cool. So yeah, basically there are some interesting pirate chain facts. Okay, we'll bring back Bollinger Band now and Ichimoku on the daily. Oops, take that, Bollinger Band, and just say that, okay, now we look like we're pressing Bollinger Band to the upside, and it looks like we're gonna go challenge cloud. Looks like the 4,000 Satoshis level is in play, and even trying to get to a 5,000 level could be in play, in which case we're hitting top of the cloud, we're hitting this downtrending resistance line, which has more to do with these supports and these resistances there. And so that's also in play. So 4,000 is in play in that kind of a good move, strong move. On a daily, it looks like if it can get above here, then I don't see why it doesn't go to these kinds of oversold levels. It's been on the low, 10 July, end of October. There's potential here to keep moving up, but maybe it needs to consolidate a bit. I don't know the timeline that this needs to take per se, but on a daily, I do get a sense we could at least pump to, yeah, I don't see why it might not even wick up to like the 4,000 level, and then, you know, close maybe around high 3,000s, mid 3,000s, 36, 35 level. Yeah, we're going there. That's definitely the sense I get. And confirmations with the MACD though is not as clean. The only way that happens is if we break out with some more positive momentum, which is possible. And that's just the case. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, that's basically the idea. Because look, at this point, testing the top of the Bollinger Band. Okay, we've got some support here, testing top of the Bollinger Band. It might need to come back down and find a bit more sidewaysness on the day or two candle, but even as far down as like 3,100 Satoshis level to test this 20-day moving average again, but it already seemed to do it decently there. And instead, I feel like it needs to go up first before coming back down if it's going to do that. So we're right here at the top of the Bollinger Band. If that's not the case, it's going to break down, and then we have a downturn. That's the sense I'm getting. So yeah, look for this move, this price move incoming. So that's where now, okay, we can take it to the 4 hour because, and we can take it to this. What is this? Thanks for all your patience. I hope this is of use to you. Yeah, so, okay, so we're gonna extend this to see where this might go, and that ends up going to around this, this level right here of this cloud X layer over here. If you're really like 2618 is around the 4,100 level, and that could make sense if you're counting this like this move up and then the correction down and then extend that move, you know, 2618. It's cool. 1618 would be this 37 level. So maybe wick up here, close down here. Yeah, because we're already just kind of, you know, getting a bit of a whatever candle here, but does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And if we look at it on the 4 hour, it starts to show a little easier. And that's where this originally came from, is this idea that, okay, you made this low, came up, okay, came back down, and now you're going to extend that. And when you extend that, it comes to about here, which is about this price level here, which is significant. I mean, the 37 level is also significant. So I really think a bar there is worthwhile. And in that case, we can bring back, what do we have? We have a rectangle. Where are you, rectangle? Nope, too high for now. Although that is, yeah, that's higher, 4,000. There you are. Yes, I knew you were there, and you were already there. See, so that's, I get that's a sense. That's where we're going. That's the feeling. Pirate chain, just hitting a bit of a ceiling here, and then next is higher, higher, higher. That's the sense I'm getting, and maybe then we're building some bearish divergence on the 4-hour. Maybe it's already bearish divergence on the 4-hour here, though. That's the thing. And in which case, maybe it needs to just, it's not going to do that yet. I don't know. Otherwise, it needs to go higher and then break this bearish divergence by ending up going higher than 84 on the RSI. If you can go higher than that, then it breaks that bearish divergence. If not, then even if it goes higher than here, the 73 in this overbought position here, but it's lower than the previously here, then maybe you're really confirming some bearish divergence. But that's on the 4-hourly, so that would mean maybe daily at that point has come up to here, 62 or whatever it is, and it's kind of correcting there before going higher, or whatever is going to happen, in the sense that on the price level of the daily, it's making its way up here, and correcting lower, or maybe it's fighting up at this level, correcting lower, and then goes higher up to these levels around some sort of time frame like that. Now the other option is, because we are unfortunately making lower highs than these highs here, so the concern, there's your high and here's your lower high so far. So the concern with that is that we do end up fizzling out, and wherever it goes, whether it holds here or goes lower, that's at that point, who knows. That's on a daily. But again, on the weekly and such, if this candle is holding, it's a nice engulfing candle. Okay, so this is your weekly preview. So on a weekly level, I get the sense that this is looking good. I want to see another green candle, maybe two, and then we're really in the game here for some turnaround events for Pirate Chain. Looking good. Trying to get up to this 4,800 level on the weekly, with this resistance level here as this 20 week moving average up here. So yeah, that's pretty hot. And this gives us a double zigzag. And on this monthly level, it's a bit more of one of these. It's much more simple action. And we'll see what this means. But there we go. On a monthly, it's not so much a double zigzag, right? We lose the time, so we lose the shape, but it gives, and this is where I drew this actually, so I'm glad I came here. On a monthly, this is a 0 to B trend line, and what we would want is, I'm gonna hide you for now. We would want I'm gonna hide the Bollinger Band for now too. Although look, interestingly, I love it. Look at this, this is so strong. Woo! Okay, on a monthly, we're bouncing on that 20-month Bollinger Band moving average. You see that, this line here? Okay, so if we're doing that, that's just more confirmation, and it feels strong. That feels strong, okay? I'm excited. Hey, Pirates. Okay, so then, now here it is though. We're hitting this downtrend line, which is created from the 0 to B, and we're there now. So I do get the sense we're gonna break up above it. This is good times, good times. Hold this thing. We might need to come back down to confirm this 20-month moving average, and then I think we're boom on a monthly time frame. 7,000 satoshis is coming. And now, is that going to be the highest move before the next part of the downturn, where we might eventually get to this this type of a moving average here, which was created that we had from before on a lower time frame, and that's the highly potential. If it could do it higher than this price level, that would be even more awesome, because then it would be a higher low, and that would be even more bullish, strong strength. So I see here on the monthly now that, okay, we have this 0 to B trend line, and now we have this final move, this C wave here, right? Because we're imagining an A, B, C. So the C wave needs to be broken that trend line, sorry, the 0 to B trend line needs to be broken in as much time that the C wave took to create, so equal or less. So in that case, we can use this fib extension tool on the time. We'll start at the beginning of the C wave, what we say, we go to the end of the C wave, and then we start from this end of the C wave. So I'm going to just click at that level. And one length would be here, this purple line right here is one time length. So that would be equal. So we still have another month to break it. So if it were to go down, like, yeah, so we're going to break it before that. So I do think on a very simple level. Now, question becomes, okay, also what, yeah, so on a simple level, yes, we're breaking this downtrend, but what kind of zigzag is it? If it really is a zigzag that's ending here, and in that case, you know, like what would be its relationship between like the A and the C. And I'm going to hide the trend line for a moment. And you have beautiful Bollinger Band action. I'm so glad you're here to witness it with me. I love you just for that, just for being here and enjoying this material. So here we go. We take this extension tool, A wave roughly here, maybe here, whatever, we'll take it here. And then C wave about here, not quite 1-to-1, more than 61.8 though. So it is a normal zigzag. 1-to-1 is more usual and likely, but and if we take candles and wicks and stuff, it's another story. But I think we're just working on closing prices, and so in that case, we're looking like this. So it's reasonable. It's a strong enough zigzag, but at the same time, it's not 1-to-1, and it's definitely not more than 1-to-1. In which case, that would mean that this is strong enough. Like this is a good, decent correction. If it's a zigzag correction, and we're basically ending it, then we can definitely look forward to 7,000 Satoshis again in some time in the future, which is not too far off, maybe sometime in the spring. And that would be, I guess that's a 2x from here, you might say, if we're at like 33, 3,500. Let's go here. 2x here. Yeah, it's like 115%. So let's say the BTC doubles at some point in time, and then the pirate chain also doubles. So that's a 4x if you're playing the USD price chart. And in that case, let's just play along. Okay, I'm done with our price. I hope you enjoyed this against BTC. I'm going to go into the USDT and just look at a 4x from here. It's $2, so that would be $8. And that means at some time, where's $8? I haven't looked at this in a while. Wow, $8 is up here for real? Well, there you have it. I mean, excellent. This is a weekly price chart. $8 on a weekly is right here. That's pretty cool. Our pirate chain price chart, could it go here? Wow, and if it follows this trend line, that would be hot. But then again, this trend line, let me see. Yeah, and this part of that action. Wow. Okay, if that's what it needs to do, that's pretty amazing. And again, this supports that bull market theory for the spring. Now, what happens after that? Who knows? Maybe it's just a short correction, and then you go again in the fall of 2022. That could very likely, but at this point, maybe not. We'll see. Yeah, so $8 makes sense. Then you're top there, and then you come back down. And it's time to go back down, and maybe who knows? Maybe this is whatever it is until whatever, and maybe first you get like a dumperoni or something. Okay, cool. That's pretty amazing. This is a weekly price chart, and that's potential. So here's your $8 price here. So that was our calculation on a monthly time frame. It's gonna take a bit of time, but I get the sense we've got some time. Yeah, pirates. Okay, we'll see. Maybe not. I just want to remind you, none of this is financial advice, and that is also a potential direction down to 50 cents. Okay, there you have it. All right, pirate chain friends. Until next time, wishing you love, peace, and happiness. I'm gonna log out of here. All right. Goodbye, everyone.